welcome to my channel. So today I've got a flip through for you of a colouring book called The Magic of Mandalas Volume 2. So this is a book by an artist called Jai Soni, and Jai contacted me on Instagram asking if I would be interested in showing his book, or one of his books. He's an Etsy artist, so there is no hard copy. This is PDF at the moment. So yeah, I will leave a link down below in the description though if you're interested, and you can check out his Etsy store. So we'll get on with the flip through, and obviously this is something I've printed out. So this is the front cover, and we have 21 designs inside, so I'll just put that over there. And we've got a little sort of intro page, so it's just saying thank you for buying and supporting an emerging artist, and I hope my work brings you peace, etc, etc. And there is a special thanks to the person who has coloured in the front cover. So yeah, this is a colourist and it's featured for the front cover, so that's nice. I always like to see things like that when artists do that. And then we have the next page, which is a This Book Belongs To. So obviously you can put your name in there, and you can also colour this in. I've looked through the rest of the book, and as far as I can tell, this mandala does not appear in the rest of the book. So even though it says 21 images, this kind of is the 22nd, because you can colour in this as well. And this does give you a hint of the kind of style of mandala that we're going to find inside. So this is the first one, and as you can see, the line art on this is quite dark. So I mean, you could, as it's a PDF anyway, you can copy this onto marker paper if you wanted, and then that doesn't bleed out, that doesn't feather out. But even if you didn't, even if you just did it like, well, at the moment I've just got this on regular copier paper, you could colour this in alcohol markers, and you know, it's not too bad because we have the thick lines. It is a fairly detailed, it's one of those ones, it's busy. It's busy. A lot of these mandalas have a lot going on. I don't think it's too bad. But then, you know me, I do like occasionally doing complicated mandalas. These are quite intricate, but I think a lot of it is deceptive in that it's only as intricate as you choose to make it. Because say, for example, these, it's obviously made up of lots of little panels, but you can just colour and just do that as a whole area, one colour. You know, so it's as complicated or as easy as you like. So we've got this one. They kind of feel quite flowery. We've got, I mean, these feel like petals and leaves and things, and they feel like flowers. So yeah, they've got a lot of sort of structure. Does that make sense? I don't know if that makes sense. But I genuinely, I really like these mandalas. I was so excited when I was printing them out. I was just like, I was geeking. You know what I'm like with my mandalas? I was geeking out a little bit because these are right up my street. So this is one is probably the most detailed because we have a lot of small details in here and in here. But again, like I say, if you want, generally if something looks too detailed to me, I kind of just ignore it in the same way I ignore Zen doodles, and I just colour that over the whole thing, and that makes it a lot easier. But that one, now this one is quite big, and again we've got the dark key lines on the outside, and whilst I think it looks busy, I think that one is actually one of the more simpler ones. There's a lot going, there's a lot happening, but it's, yeah, I don't think that one's too bad. This one is perhaps a little bit more detailed, but I think when these are done, I honestly, I think these are going to look fantastic. I think they're going to look really good. So this is one, this is definitely one of the simpler ones, because you can ignore all this crisscross, just colour over that. In fact, I might try that, perhaps that's a future video. I can do the same mandala twice, but one I'll do it simple and one I'll do it complicated. Let me know in the comments if that's something you'd like to see. And we've got this one. This kind of feels a little bit snowflakey with the, I don't know, maybe that's just me. But we've got the flowery thing in the middle, and kind of a gemstone type feel about it there as well. Again, perhaps one of the more detailed ones, or not perhaps, it is one of the more detailed ones. I think as well the dark key lines kind of make it seem a little bit busier than it is. But the way the dark key line is used here, but not in here, I think that gives it, because you can see just from that, it kind of gives it 3D-ish. It makes this certain areas stand out more. And yeah, I think Jai has used the black key lines as a way to emphasize certain things, because you can see it again, these key lines are darker than the ones in the middle, and I think it just helps it really pop. We have this one. That's almost sort of paisley design-ish, isn't it? These look like petals again. That's almost grayscale. So yeah. Got this one. Again, we've got our little flower in the middle. Our darker key lines around here to give it some like structure. These are really nice mandalas. This one's definitely one of the simpler ones. They're not all super complicated, but this one, believe it or not, is simple because this is all white space. I would just leave all that white because it's got no border. Yeah. Another one of the sort of more busy ones. We have these sort of scales in these leaves. So yeah, this one is quite busy. It's got you can see the distinct pattern as it kind of blooms outwards. Definitely a flower. Look at all these petals and leaves. This one. It's hard to find words to say how much I genuinely like these mandalas. I think I might even reprint some of these onto cardstock, so I've got them on like nicer paper. But this is lovely. I do like, you know me, I like my contrast, and these black lines and these sort of darker areas that are almost like grayscale, that it just gives me that contrast. It's just, yeah, I love it. Love it. Right, and we're on to the last two, so I'll just show you these. They're not actually mandalas in the true sense. They're like sort of an abstract section of a mandala. So they're like a pattern page. So they do fill the page, and it's just cropped off the edges. So we've got our sort of middle bit here. It's interesting because it is obviously a mandala, but it's just like that cropped in version. So usually I wouldn't look at doing a wallpaper page, but somehow the fact that I know it's a mandala, it appeals to me more. And I think this, you know, if this had been the usual size, then obviously it would have been really detailed, but because now it's filling the page and we're only seeing part of it, some of those small details aren't quite so intimidating. I know someone is just sitting there thinking, oh, why is she talking about not intimidating? Look at it, it's so busy. I know, I don't see that. I don't see busy or intimidating because I just see pretty. Anyway, let me just get this all back together. Right, so that's it. That is Magic of Mandalas Volume 2. I'll have to go and check out Volume 1, that's for sure. And it's by Jai Soni. And yeah, as I mentioned, I will leave details in the description below to where his Etsy shop is, where you can pick up this mandala. I believe he's got another couple of books. I know he mentioned as well he's going to be publishing some new books later on this month, I think he said. So yeah, definitely check him out. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, I would really appreciate a thumbs up as it helps the channel. Thank you so much for watching, and see you all again very soon. Bye for now. Bye.